BuzzPOP hari ini kita bakal membedah dan membincangkan tentang The Boys musim ketiga, episod ke-7. Para panelis kita malam ini terdiri daripada saya, Nadzru Iskandar daripada BuzzPOP TV, Justin Chang daripada Marvel Fanbase Malaysia. What's up bro? How you doing, man?
What's up everybody? Selamat malam. Jom. Alright.
Seterusnya kaki review kita Tarmizi Ali. How you doing, man?
Hello. Boleh lah.
Dan seterusnya adalah panelis terbaru BuzzPOP iaitu Munif Malek. What's up bro? How you doing, man?
Doing fine. Thanks for having me again. Hat trick kan ni?
Itulah kan. 3 nights in a row. Thank you very much. Alright guys, so kita akan memulakan perbincangan kita malam ini dengan reaksi satu ayat. Alright, so it was pretty much a power pack episode. Dan reaksi satu ayat aku adalah anak beranak Darth Vader pun tak imbang macam ni tu. So it's like I was surprised by the plot twist, and I think that is the first thing we're going to talk about tonight. But yeah, apakah reaksi satu ayat anda terhadap episod ke-7 The Boys minggu lepas? So kita mulakan dengan Justin. Silakan Justin.
Reaksi satu ayat saya ialah I knew it! I fucking knew it! Sebab aku ada nampak poster kat Twitter di mana ada macam satu, I don't know whether it's official or not, yang macam ada satu macam Billy Butcher kat atas, lepas tu Homelander kat bawah. Lepas tu kan dia buat macam you know yang playing cards yang down teruk punya kan, yang boleh macam flip supaya punya design macam tu. So dalam poster tu ada semua macam geng-geng Billy Butcher kat atas, lepas tu geng Homelander kat bawah. So like atas is the boys, bawah is the seven kan. Tapi dalam gambar tu ada Soldier Boy kat dua-dua team tu. Itulah aku ada tanya last week. Aku tanya is it possible that Homelander and Soldier Boy akan team up? Sebab dalam poster tu macam ada hint tau. So I just feel like it's gonna happen. So memang tak sangka plot twist dia akan ke sana, tapi if you based on the comics it makes sense lah. So dalam comics kan Stormfront is actually the genetic template for Homelander kan. So he's considered like the father lah. So dalam comics Stormfront dia lelaki, tapi dalam cerita ni Stormfront dah jadi perempuan. So it makes sense that Soldier Boy would be the father for Homelander, and then it makes sense lah because like they're both very similar in so many ways kan. Like one is the predecessor, one is the successor. So it just makes sense in such a way. And then Homelander always have a very mysterious past that we don't know about. He says that he was made, or was he cloned, or was he made, or was he born? Kita tak tahu kan. So there's a lot of things that they can spin out from that storyline. So dengan kemunculan Soldier Boy ni, it just ties everything together lah. Because the beginning from this season memang nampak macam icky, macam-macam benda yang disgusting lah. Tapi daripada benda yang disgusting tu, like you slowly peel away from the disgusting things and you see all the very interesting aspect where the direction of the storyline is heading towards too. And I believe that from here we will get a very awesome season 4 if it's following the comics lah. Since the comics is already finished written, they'll adapt properly from there. No worries lah, memang no worries punya lah. Yeah.
Nice. Seterusnya silakan Tarmizi.
Didn't say that coming. I know macam the plan, Butcher punya plan ni takkan smooth, akan ada backfire, akan ada apa-apa semua. And yes, tiba-tiba Soldier Boy will switching side tu memang dijangka. But why the switch side tu macam agak terkejut dah. Because the kan throwback to the season 1 yang dia pasal dia tanya Dr. Vagabond how mak dia mati, and then like dia terkantoi Madeline punya version mak dia mati masa childbirth, Dr. Vagabond version mak dia mati masa selepas tu semua. So the story conflicted. So kita tak macam ingat macam the normal process of VOUGHT injecting compound V kepada pregnant mothers semua macam tu, but instead sebenarnya kita tak pernah terfikir yang dia conception dia tu daripada benih superhero. So and then sekarang ni the question of whether dia ambil the sperm from Soldier Boy, but the daripada egg tu daripada, is it a normal human woman mother or soup punya tu. So kalau a soup punya telur juga, maybe orang sekarang tengah speculate maybe it's Stormfront. So in actual fact mungkin Stormfront tu is Homelander's mother, which makes diorang punya relationship lagi fucked up lah.
It makes a lot of sense also, betul.
That is so wrong, man. That's
also a homage
so
to the
right.
comics.
Yeah, it does make sense. Yeah. Okay, seterusnya silakan Munif. Okay,
my reaction kalau satu ayat tu basically we are royally fucked. That was my first reaction lah sebab tulis episode with that twist at the end tu. Pasal I remember masa episode Herogasm, I was telling my brother tau, dia tengok dia cakap, sebab judging by the final battle tu, you tengok the power levels kan, macam Soldier Boy is probably like slightly bawah Homelander, tapi dia tag team dengan Butcher, barulah macam dapat match dengan Homelander kan. So I was just telling my brother, if for some convoluted reason lah, tiba-tiba macam Tarmizi cakap tadi, we know this plan is shit's gonna hit the fan tau, but how tak sure lagi tau. But I told my brother, like, if the way the shit hits the fan tu is somehow for some convoluted reason Soldier Boy pergi join dengan Homelander, then macam that is definitely the worst case scenario though. So how do you even balance it out with whoever you have untuk deal with that duo though? Lepas tu tiba-tiba macam this latest episode dia ending dah. Wait.
It would be epic,
so macam,
man.
Because I'm looking at it from a power level perspective. That's my reaction lah. Sebab dia macam sengit kan Soldier Boy dengan Homelander with Butcher punya help. So it's like two sides di situ. It's like a big macam power vacuum, macam imbalance kan. So how are they going to deal with this? So I think that's what makes the finale macam all the more intriguing lah. If Soldier Boy really calls Homelander to join to begin with lah. But I don't know, ni spekulasi sikit. I have a sinking feeling. However this turns out, Homelander is going to end up killing Soldier Boy. I have a feeling that will happen. Whether they team up or not, tak tahulah. I think something along those lines are going to happen lah.
Yeah, I
sebab
suspect
you don't know
also.
the father he never had kan, dia macam terlebih excited finally have a dad, but then like you will also probably have to deal with the disappointment of having a deadbeat dad. So kan tak tahu lah kan how that will turn out with this highly fragile psycho Superman so my reaction after that at the end of the episode is like everyone is like royally fucked kalau betul dia team up.
Yeah, and aku rasa kita ada satu komen untuk segmen reaksi ni. Arif Fadli bertanya, Hadi mana? Hadi ada benda malam ni, so member dia Munif,
aku ganti
covering untuk Hadi malam ni. Ya.
Substitute. Macam main bola
untuk malam ni. Ya, so semoga terjawab soalan tadi. So kita akan ke segmen kita yang pertama yang korang semua dah cakap dah. So, segmen pertama kita adalah tentang the plot twist. I am your Vader. So, aku akan tanya soalan ni, tapi aku rasa korang dah jawab dah. Apakah pendapat anda tentang pendedahan bahawa Homelander is the biological son of Soldier Boy? Because dalam komik, Stormfront was the seed where the clone was made. So, is this a cloning situation again? Ataupun adakah sebenarnya masa Soldier Boy main dengan Liberty and then Stan Edgar macam skoding and then
it's a cloning. Dia cakap kan isu Playboy siapa model dekat isu Playboy yang dia masturbate tu.
betul. Okay lah, since korang dah jawab soalan ni, I think I got a fresh one. Do you think at the end of the day, at the end of season ni, Stan Edgar will return? So kita mulakan dengan Munif. Silakan. Pasal Victoria Stilwell macam tak takut langsung tau masa tengok Homelander tengah minum susu. Takut langsung. And what did she give to the guy?
That's the thing. So I have a feeling he still has a part to play in this lah, because as you know, dia dah cakap lah kan, dia kata, you think she betrayed me, macam lah, I trained her to play all sides. So you think I'm being betrayed and she's siding with you. Actually, she's doing a ploy of her own, which means it's not in your interest. But is it really not in mine? Kita tak tahu tau. So because he's pretty chill about this, macam, you know, you could say macam his house of cards has crumbled kan. But as cool as he is, this is not the reaction of someone who is defeated tau. So we know, and even in the comics pun, VOUGHT has a lot of contingencies because, you know, this shit is not something beyond their expectations. Like Homelander taking over, Homelander like going rogue or something. In the comics, they had contingency for this. So I'm pretty sure something along those lines is going to happen juga lah. But I just want to sentuh balik on about the plot twist. Actually, I do have something to macam tu tambah sikit about this. I like to point out that this is another example of why The Boys, despite them deviating from the comics, is still a really beloved and great show tau. Pasal as a comic reader myself, kadang-kadang because you have read the story from start to end, and you get delivered with these things, just completely blindsided tau. So memang tak nampak this twist datang, and I am pleasantly surprised lah in a show yang you dah tengok from start to finish, but then they still manage to surprise you, and it's a deviation that makes sense in this iteration of the show tau. So I think all the credit in the world to the showrunners and the writers and everyone. They deserve all the credit in the world lah.
Eric Kripke the best.
Kan?
Ya, dia bukan macam Steve Blackman yang menghancurkan Umbrella Academy. Eric Kripke terbaik.
Terrible.
So sharpless.
Sharpless lagi hancur terus. Okay,
so if
silakan. You got more? Silakan.
No, like basically itulah. It's just about the twist. So memang credit to the writers. I think both comic and non-comic readers can thoroughly enjoy this also. That's all I got to say about that lah.
Macam Game of Thrones, even book readers pun boleh enjoy kadang-kadang. Seterusnya kepada Justin.
Yeah.
Do you think Stan Edgar was planning this all along? I mean, you know, he got tired of Soldier Boy babysitting him back in the 80s, 1984. So he decided to like, okay, fuck off Soldier Boy. So now that he's tired of Homelander, so is this sebenarnya dia punya long term, like, okay, I'll bring one back and then they will kill each other and then I will still be CEO at the end of the day. Silakan.
I believe, yeah, he's playing the long game, and also like macam Munif katakan, he trained Victoria Newman to play all sides. Eventually he will also play on all sides lah. So maybe he has macam dari segi pencaturan, dia punya pencaturan, maybe he sees all sorts of strategy tau. So mungkin dia ada planting seeds for here. So dia dah macam dah agak dah where he wants to go. So that maybe there's multiple contingency plans for him and also for possible things that might happen lah. Kalau tak, dia tak macam begitu chill. Dia kan dia macam tak takut dengan Homelander. You're nothing but a bad product. Dia kata macam gitu kan. Berani dia cakap macam gitu. Orang pun takut dia dengan Homelander. Because like people scared of triggering Homelander. So Homelander ni macam dia sangat he's so easily triggered. So like anything people say wrong or step on the wrong place, memang kena. But Stan Edgar macam he's like dia macam kenal dengan Homelander sangat sampai dia macam tak takut. So I feel like Stan Edgar, if there's a plot twist or a post credit scene, maybe Stan Edgar can make appearance for the finale lah, or maybe somewhere along the way, maybe in the first few episodes of season 4, since they already greenlit season 4. So I believe Stan Edgar still has a giant role to play, and then either via Victoria Newman or through other manipulations of certain characters. Let's not forget that Black Noir and Soldier Boy has a lot of unfinished business. So then we also don't know what are the real arrangement. Yang kita tahu yang arrangement between Black Noir with Stan Edgar tu melalui kartun tu yang di mana dia macam bagi tahu dengan dia kan, cakap kan this is how he will deal with Homelander and all that kan, sebab Black Noir dulu selalu kena bully oleh Homelander, so like Stan Edgar was like, okay, I'll help you to deal with this and that lah. So maybe there's other arrangements that we don't know, so possibly all will be revealed soon. It's just that I don't know whether certain characters will survive the finale. That's the thing I want to know, because like kau tahu lah, season finale usually there's gonna be some characters who will die unexpectedly. So I feel for Black Noir lah. I don't know whether his time is up or not, but there's a possibility that something is hanging there. So itulah. So yeah, I feel Stan Edgar still has more stories to tell. It's just Black Noir, I'm not so sure dengan dia sudah.
Nice. Seterusnya untuk Tarmizi, soalan bonus ya. Soalan bonus dia adalah, Soldier Boy sejak the Soviet punya experiments, is he able to steal people's powers? Pasal Kimiko, she lost her compound V powers, man. Even some of the Herogasm heroes lost their powers, not just their lives. Silakan.
It's not. Dia bukan macam rogue ambil power. Dia nullify the compound V punya effect. Yalah, masa selepas event Herogasm meletup tu, I mean kita tengok macam kita question lah whether betul tak bila dia tembak kuasa dada, kalau you tak kena direct, dan your punya compound V tu jadi meresap ke, hilang ke daripada badan, and you jadi orang biasa lah. Sebab termite yang I think because termite masa dia kena benda tu, dia masih dalam badan kecil, so dia tak boleh membesar lah. But the rest macam lepas tu, the beginning of this episode dia confirm macam everybody has lost their powers. So that's why I speculate jugalah, macam kalau tiba-tiba this last episode Homelander dan Soldier Boy ni team up, there would be akan ada fight semua. Some speculate that the flight iron building akan meletup ke semua. Maybe the casualty would be mungkin Homelander terkena the effect, and then Homelander hilang kuasa dan jadi manusia normal. So that would be interesting for season 4 lah. Tiba-tiba Butcher kena protect Homelander regarding yang Victoria Newman bagi dekat Homelander, some speculate that is actually the address of Grace Mallory dan Ryan. So
because there's a paper of address kan ada tu.
So expect macam nanti dia orang akan team up pergi dapatkan Ryan, so you ada 3 generation of superhero pada masa tu. And probably Grace Mallory will die. So sad lah.
That is very likely. That is very likely.
Yeah, true.
Lepas tu apa dah aku nak cakap ni? About Stan Edgar akan kembali is typical Giancarlo Esposito punya karakter. Mesti ada macam last twist dia semua ni yang kita selalu guna ayat tu. Kita sudah lama dia sudah lama merancang, kita saja yang lain.
Kita yang lain.
Dia ada dalam dunia tropes, dia ada about tropes about strategi gambits ni, dia ada 2 jenis. First dipanggil the Batman Gambit, second is the Xanatos Gambit. Xanatos daripada karakter David Xanatos daripada kartun Gargoyles, kalau siapa ingat dululah yang Disney punya kartun. So Batman punya Gambit kan kita selalu tengok dalam cerita komik ke TV ke kartun ke, Batman selalu always plan everything supaya semua akan tu kan. Tapi kadang-kadang ada plan dia tak berjaya, because bila orang tahu apa plan dia, dan plan tu kalau orang pandai dia akan fail lah plan. Tapi Xanatos punya Gambit is satu perancangan yang kalau let's say ada 2 outcome A or B, dua-dua tu akan serve the purpose dia.
Wow.
So macam mana pun kau akan apa kalah. So that's what dia apa yang apa Standard Edgar apa insinuating kata macam kau ingat apa Victoria Newman kau ni apa? Aku ajar dia buat macam tu. Tengok lama-lama pun whatever the outcome is, dia punya interest tetap terjaga.
Betul tu. That is a master plan lah. That is the Xanatos Gambit. I like that. Alright, ada korang nak tambah apa lagi before I go to kepada komen penonton?
Okay bro.
Alright, cool. Jadi kita ada satu komen untuk daripada penonton untuk segmen ini. Muhammad Nur Faiz bertanya, Soulja Boy ni, yang ni aku dah tanya tadi ya. Sorry. Too many things going on at the same time. Kemudian Black Noir agak-agak alah dengan kuih kacang. Yes, semua jenis kacang. Dia allergic semua jenis kacang. I look forward to that being used in the finale nanti. So it should be interesting.
Tapi kau tahu adik-adikku lagi teruk tau. Dia allergic dengan telur. Macam mana?
Banyak benda kot. Pastry, cake.
Tahu.
Semua guna telur.
Is it directly telur ke atau telur yang dah macam proses apa semua ke?
Dia kalau macam dah thoroughly proses macam cake dah basically macam dah tak ada trace tu dia macam okey lagi tau. Tapi macam kalau direct macam telur mata, scrambled egg macam tu kan, makan muka tu jadi bloated.
But hey, now is a good time to have that.
Ya, man.
Kenapa pula?
Telur mahal.
Telur mahal.
Betul.
Alright guys. So dengan itu berakhirlah segmen pertama kita ini dan kita akan ke plot point menarik kita yang kedua. Alright, so plot point menarik kita yang kedua adalah tentang The Boys Butcher's Pass. Dalam segmen ini kita ada 3 soalan. Soalan pertama adalah untuk Munif. Apakah pendapat anda tentang Billy Butcher yang di-KO'd oleh Mindstorm? Di mana kita dapat melihat backstory Butcher yang traumatic with an abusive father and a weak younger brother Lenny who decided to kill himself due to all of the abuse. Is this why Butcher grew up to be like his father? Sedih gila tu. Silakan.
Betul lah. I mean, first of all, this kind of macam hits home lah. So, bukan pasal my family abusive ke apa benda lah, because I really love my little brothers kan. So you can't even imagine going through this shit with your siblings. So from the household saja, you can see how Butcher became so like fucked up and traumatized. So he didn't have all this PTSD after joining MI6 ke the military ke apa benda ke. By then he was already long gone now. So he had all this shit even from the household. So in a way it kind of explains to you. I like this part of the episode because it shows that why Butcher is such an like inhibited macam madman now. So I've heard some of the fans of The Boys macam one of the criticisms that why can't he just be nice to his team, or why can't he like get along, could be diplomatic sikit ke and everything will be fine apa semua kan. So this kind of explains that because of the trauma he goes through, and macam he actually has a lot of parallels with his dad. One thing yang maybe kalau if you read the comics you can faham a lot better is that the thing about Butcher is that betul he goes through this trauma, but you could argue that a lot of people macam go through trauma juga kan. Why Butcher became the Butcher that we know and all his issues is because of his coping mechanism towards this trauma. Sebab from the comics, cara dia cope is that dia tak boleh control lah benda ni, but whenever he does all these violent acts, these violent tendencies, or when he ends up taking up his father's persona kan, it's because he literally, when that happens, he sees himself in a third person. So bila benda tu duduk jadi, dia rasa macam bukan dia buat. So dia literally macam tengah tengok dia buat. So that's why he cannot control when he's being an asshole to his teammates, when he's being murderous. Dia macam Moonlight lah. So sebab because he went through a lot of trauma, bukan as a soldier tu memang dah macam-macam lah, but from the household dia dah macam tu. So he subconsciously developed this coping mechanism where he sees all this his retaliation and his brutal acts and him mimicking the father tu is as a third person. So dia nampak macam orang lain buat. That's why he is remorseless. Sebab it's not me. I didn't do that shit. It's just some guy who looks like me who does all this. So it's a classic symptom of PTSD lah. Dia macam cerita that Netflix show yang kau tengok yang Sam Warrington berlakon Fractured tu. Dia kan tak sengaja macam terbunuh dia punya daughter kan. Then next day macam dia pergi hospital, hey where's my daughter? Aku dah check in di sini controller.
Oh yeah. Rupanya
so
dia yang buat
padahal-
semua.
But you know you killed your daughter. So Butcher in the comics they kind of have the same thing. Dia nampak all these heinous acts is happening in the third person. And why I also like this part of the episode sebab apart from macam dia explain a bit Butcher punya psyche ni, this also actually kind of answers another criticism of the show lah, which is I know ramai orang tak faham. In The Boys, when you have like this group of like macam killer black ops guys from CIA, MI6 apa semua to take out Soups despite being normal guys, why the fuck would you like recruit someone like Huey? Kan? Just a normal freaking weak lemah punya civilian apa semua kan? Is because Butcher he needs a moral compass like adik dia. Sebab adik dia tak kuat tak apa je. Yeah, you could say he's weak even, but he's pure. So kalau adik dia cakap stop doing that shit lah, calm down ke apa, dia kan immediately dengar tau. Because that's his moral compass. So you imagine, put yourself in Butcher's shoes. He lost his wife, lost his little brother, all of your moral compass. Yeah. So dia pula dah join the boys and he knows he's gonna do like a lot of fucked up shit to get the job done kan. Tapi and when he does it, he sees himself in the third person pula. So jadi tak ada remorse, that his coping mechanism. So he needs someone of pure heart in the team to be his moral compass. So actually that explains Huey's punya explains dia punya involvement in the team lah. So orang tak faham kenapa dia recruit Huey, but it's this. The last chance for him to maybe retain some humanity while he does all this brutal acts to end the threat of the Soups. So yeah, I really like this episode because to recap, like I said, it explains why Butcher is the way he is, and it also explains why Butcher needs Huey in the team. But at the same time, they up the stakes. It's also why it's very heartbreaking to see Huey, who's supposed to be moral compass, tapi dia pula being overwhelmed and following Butcher punya personalities and actions pula. So he's the moral compass, tapi dia jadi Butcher 2.0. So
dia terikut-ikut. Dalam season ni dia jadi terikut-ikut.
Dia terikut. Padahal Butcher needed you to stay you and pull me back when I've like fucked up too far. Tapi macam alamak, kau pula ikut aku, you know, you're joining me on this side of the fucked up side of the line. So that's one of the themes that I like going on today, and it was shown perfectly lah in this. You know, it's not always you have a flashback episode yang berguna. So this was done really good, and also highlights that, you know, not all those payback heroes are macam weak, useless idiots. So this Mindstorm is actually very dangerous. So that's why he was instrumental in taking out Soldier Boy in the first place.
Betul. And Mindstorm wasn't even in the comics.
Betul.
Mindstorm was a new character made for the show.
So yeah, I like this. This to me is a very important scene to understand the psyche and also the actions of the main character, that is Butcher. So
yeah, and why he's such a bastard, and like dia belajar cakap cunt daripada ayah dia daripada kecil.
Oi.
Itulah.
Oi.
Alright, soalan kedua adalah untuk Justin ya. Jadi apakah pendapat anda tentang keputusan Kimiko untuk take the compound V again because she wishes to protect her family, which now includes Frenchie? Does it mean that she is indirectly friend-zoning Frenchie? The kiss was weird. We are now family. Macam sedih juga kalau aku Frenchie. Silakan.
It's a bit confusing because like kadang-kadang kita tengok, but I feel like her intention is she does love Frenchie. It's just that somehow she sort of like her relationship with Frenchie sort of reminds her of her brother. So macam kadang-kadang dia macam terkeliru pula dengan dia punya relationship yang sama masa dulu-dulu dengan dia punya feelings yang baru ni, the newly awakened sexual feelings along with this feeling of sense of belonging with the boys family, which include Frenchie lah. So maybe her interpretation is that she initially sees Frenchie as her brother lah, mungkin lah, tapi slowly she's falling in love with him, same as he's always falling in love with her. So that's why I would say that this is that kind of a relationship where a friendship blossom from a sibling type of friendship, from platonic relationship to romantic relationship. So they're actually still trying to figure it out lah, I believe lah. So macam aku tak rasa Frenchie kena friend zone lah betul-betul, but like what Kimiko is trying to say is that she really needs Compound V to really save the people that she loves, especially Frenchie, because Frenchie is very vulnerable and she sees Frenchie as like dia memang letak Frenchie as the top person in her life, so that she cannot bear to lose Frenchie lah, I'd say. So if anything happens to Frenchie, I don't think she would have the will to live anymore. Even she has to kill everyone yang hurt Frenchie lah, of course lah. So like she will go through that. I mean like from what happened between when Little Nina abducted Frenchie kan masa tu dengan Sherry, dengan Kimiko masa tu kan. Kimiko pun macam she was like she has gone through that particular point where she really will do anything for Frenchie. Macam tu. So I just feel like including taking Compound V lah. So she did mention back in the day, dia cakap kan, I thought that Compound V was the thing that made me a monster. Tapi sebenarnya kan the whole thing is that she slowly found out that actually it's herself. So
she's brutal without she's brutal without Compound V.
She's brutal without Compound V, and then like slowly she found out that but she cannot live without Compound V because the Compound V is part of the thing that will help them kan untuk to level the fight. Itulah. Itulah. So kalau dia sekarang, because she slowly realized that without her powers she cannot do much. So like in this sense that mau tak mau she kena ambil Compound V juga. So the thing is like if she takes Compound V, will Frenchie also take Compound V, or will other member of the boys will take Compound V? Macam MM saya rasa macam susah nak ambil Compound V lah aku rasa. But like they're lagi stubborn because of the soldier boy angle kan. So it's like it's very tough to say lah, because like dia macam orang yang berpendirian tinggi, especially what happens to his family kan, the soldier boy. So it's like maybe not everyone will take Compound V lah, but possibly Frenchie got. We'll see how it happens in that sense.
But Justin, I have to add one thing.
Yeah.
Even though Kimiko said like Frenchie is family, husband also family, you know.
Kan, itulah. So it's like it's multi-layered lah, orang kata multi-layered. They're still figuring out. We're also figuring out.
I don't know. I felt like she was saying that the kiss felt weird. So like that's it, bye. So that's it, last dance, bro. Dream of me. Aku cakap sial lah.
I think that misunderstanding happened pasal apa tau. Sebab after they kiss, and then the follow up was Frenchie just fucked off sebab dia ke-granted sebab dia kena colek lah. So why Kimiko said that it's weird, because after kissing, then she was like left alone. She thought she was, abandoned after that. So that's why she developed, maybe that was awkward tau. Padahal if Frenchie was not kidnapped, that wouldn't be the sentiment. Frenchie would have gotten the coffee, came back, and they would have like continued.
Selalu nak save face lah. Kalau suka cakap suka, jangan.
Ni dia my teacher used to say kat sekolah teknik lu, malu-malu babi.
Betul.
Itulah teknik dia.
Itulah kan. Alright, so that brings us kepada soalan terakhir untuk segmen ini, iaitu untuk Tarmizi. Soalan akhir adalah I lost my placement. Kita sekarang dekat The Boys. Okay, so Mizi, apakah pendapat anda tentang Starlight mempelajari bahawa repeated exposure to V24 akan menyebabkan kematian kepada penagih? I think it's about 3 to 5 times. With lesions in your brain, and then your brain slowly rotting. That's the black thing coming out of their ears.
The brain metal.
Lepas tu keputusan Butcher to not tell Huey. Macam bastard move though. Aku rasa episode ni kita nampak Butcher really going down, going to hell. And so
like I said, he's sing in the third person.
Apa? I think macam I believe dalam comics Butcher seorang yang really busted, fucked up. I think he killed all the team members except Huey yang selamat. So I think it's pushing towards that. Sebab dalam this episode we get to exposition scene lah, Butcher's punya past and also Black Noah's punya past. Whereas Black Noah's dengan the animation dengan apa tu menyebabkan kita very sympathetic to his character. Whereas Butcher punya apa flashback, ingatkan the effect is for us to macam apa accept Butcher why he is that he was, and apa mungkin is a catalyst for Butcher bila dia sedar nanti he will do the right thing, but dia lagi teruk jadi apa semua bila macam dia tahu Starlight warning pasal apa 10V punya side effect tu, dia inactively macam wants to put Huey in danger semata-mata macam nak achieve his ultimate goal. So macam dia tak kisah whoever he wants to sacrifice, asalkan dapat jalan dia akan terus jalan. So as apa Munif said lah, dia punya coping mechanism is macam creating some sort of justification why he needs to do this apa-apa semua. It's kind of like Nietzscheism lah.
Dia tengok tu in the third person dia nampak.
Third person. Kalau third person macam borderline personality disorder kan? Dia macam borderline personality disorder. Atau
dia
PTSD
nampak macam
lah.
it's like kalau in the comics how they visualize that is that macam benda tu tengah jadi macam he's murdering a soup kan. Tapi there's another Butcher macam diri belakang like watching the whole scene now. Dia macam that guy is doing that, not me kan. So macam
so dia macam absolve his guilt lah kan. Guilt dia tak terasa. It's an absolve guilt kata.
So does it mean that Starlight ni sebenarnya I nak break up dengan you, tapi sekarang macam I need to tell Huey macam kau sebenarnya suka dia ke tak dia? Aku tak faham. Did she have a
dia of course lah dia suka. They have a relationship dah macam apa, relationship tu dah mature in certain point, macam dia orang dah macam actually tinggal sekali apa semua. But dia confused lah bila Huey tiba-tiba berubah macam ni, macam apa, bila I think for Huey punya perspektif is kenapa at the end of season 2 tu dia ingat macam okay, Butcher dah settle dia punya jumpa Becca, selamatkan Ryan, Stormfront dah diuruskan, and then macam he believe in Victoria Newman's macam way of macam controlling the superheroes apa semua, and then he was like really happy lah kerja dengan Victoria Newman, doing good stuff, controlling Butcher apa semua. Dia jadi gelabah bila dapat tahu Victoria Newman yang merancangkan semua benda ni, dia je yang lalai, and dia jadi macam tak tahu siapa nak percaya.
Koyak.
So and then sebab tu dia prone ke arah macam cara dia merasakan Butcher all along was right. In a certain aspect, yes, but there has to be a limit lah. how much I think kalau kita view it in our real world punya scenario, apa yang dibuat tu salah dan apa tak sepatutnya at that level lah. Tapi dalam dunia The Boys ni, sebab everything is fucked up, you dah lost what is right, what is wrong, what should be done, dah tak nampak sangat lah kalau kita hidup dalam dunia tu. Sampai even though bapa tiri anak kepada mother's milk pun yang percayakan Homelander tu saying Homelander is right, Starlight wrong so Starlight asalnya macam rasanya sebab dia dah tengok QE dah berubah macam tu, dia pun macam cut your ties, I don't need you to save me, I macam ni but sekarang ni dia view QE tak tahu pasal benda ni, so dia rasa bertanggungjawab nak bagi tahu QE, at least try nak selamatkan ni lah.
Betul.
Dia sekarang dia view it as nak selamatkan Huey dari Butcher daripada terus manipulate dia.
Betul. I hope that Starlight gets to tell Huey next week lah. Tapi it might be too late. Aku kira dia dah ambil 3.5 kali kot. Dia dah buka boot berapa kali lah. It's like sekali episod ni, episod lepas. Dia masih Herogasm. Yeah, it's been 3 times already, man. Masa dekat rumah Crimson Countess sekali. Then masa Herogasm. And then masa ni. So Huey has taken it 3 kali lah.
Perasan tak banyak trunk shot?
Dia dah mula. Banyak apa?
Trunk shot. Tarantino's trunk shot.
Tarantino style trunk shot. Klasik trunk shot. So Tarantino kan.
Homage.
Okay, so kita ada 6 komen menarik. Yes, lepas ni Iskandar akan buka kedai ayam goreng.
Yang nama Breaking Bad dia cerita kan.
Yeah, man.
Los Polos Hermanos.
Yes, Los Polos Hermanos.
Si.
Alright, Muhammad Nufrais bertanya, temporary compound V tu, V24, kenapa Butcher power macam Homelander? Basically, that's what compound V ataupun V24 gives you. Dalam komik, semua ahli The Boys dah ambil V24 ataupun Compound V. And diorang semua ada kuasa macam Homelander. It's as simple as that. They just become super powerful.
Dia jadi super strong lah. Dia jadi super strong. Macam if I may lah untuk soalan ni kan. Sebab kalau dalam comics version, dia ambil yang temp V ni, dia akan dapat your super strength, super agility yang standard tu lah. Jadi macam Kimiko lah basically. Tapi dalam Amazon punya version ni, it seems dia macam roll dadu tau. Dia roll the dice, you get your base super strength tu, tapi with your special powers tu dia macam nasib tau, kau dapat apa kan. Macam Huey dapat the teleportation. So kebetulan yang yalah Butcher dapat lebih kurang macam Homelander. Dia tak ada flight tapi dia ada that laser beam. So specialty dia is just the laser, the eye beams lah. So I guess orang lain eventually when we see Mother's Milk and Frenchie ke ambil Compound V, they'll have super strength juga and then their own special trait and abilities lah maybe. So it looks like the TV series is going in that direction. Nasib.
Tapi adakah dia buat apa Huey punya power teleportation tu, dia hanya boleh teleport badan saja tanpa pakaian, just mata-mata untuk gag punya tu.
Aku ingat semua punya powers ni macam dia macam parallel with each other kan, macam tapi parallel against lah. Macam The Boys punya power dengan The Seven punya power akan ada lebih kurang sama tapi will be like a little bit of opposite ends kan, sepatutnya kan.
Dia macam tak apa.
I don't, maybe that's a concept that they will introduce lah in the TV series. But maybe juga sebab dia ada that invisible guy kan. Lalu Huey pun kan macam walk macam tu kan. I guess it's poetic lah like that maybe. I don't know. Sebab tu macam Huey punya first kill lah basically kan that guy.
Betul.
I think it's just an artistic choice. But in the logic of it, it's a dice roll lah. Memang random.
Yeah, it's a dice roll.
Dalam siri TV ni dia buat random. Although I would have preferred the comic version where semua orang jadi kuat macam Homelander. I think that
dia semua jadi super strength lah.
Semua jadi super strength, super invulnerability, tumbuk pun tak hancur, you know.
Sebab actually ni
orang kata tak ada stakes nanti. Susah.
Yeah.
That's the bigger because actually one of the stylish things about macam the temp V in the comics apa tau? Sebab Butcher tu trademark dia is that crowbar. Dia
Betul.
bila dia dapat super strength tu, and then kalau dia balun soup with that crowbar tu, kemek muka.
Betul.
Kan
Barulah
tu trademark
barulah
Weapon
level
kan?
kita Hindustan.
Ah,
Dulu dia
Barulah
memang
betul aku
he didn't have all this macam fancy lasers They just now I'm super strong. Now you're gonna feel this crowbar.
Yes,
The fancy laser was meant for the Herogasm episode aku rasa. Kalau tak dia tak money shot kan, orang kata money shot. Money shot dia.
Yalah, that money shot kan.
I just want to see him with the crowbar just lempang
Crowbar
Vader
is badass lah, seriously very badass.
Yeah, man. Itulah. Soalan seterusnya daripada Arif Fadli bertanya, apakah nama movie yang pasal PTSD itu? Apa dah tadi? Fractured
Fractured.
Ke apa Sam Worthington lakukan.
Ada Netflix
Ada dekat Netflix. Ya, semoga terjawab Arif.
Ke Netflix.
Sila enjoy
Movie tu
filem
okey juga shock juga okey lah.
Alright, seterusnya.
Tapi
Amanah
sebab
Soha.
kita dah spoil dia punya ending tu, kurang sikit lah enjoyment dia.
Kurang sikit lah.
Itulah.
Kan.
Sorry.
Amanah Soha bertanya, berapa episod lagi yang tinggal dalam season 3 ni? One more.
Yep.
Dia ada 8 episod je. So this Friday
Betul
is
lagi.
the last episode. So everything is gonna come down, shit's gonna hit the fan this Friday. So sama-sama kita nantikan. Kemudian Muhammad Yasir bertanya, kalau ada compound V, panelis nak kuasa apa? Kuasa Homelander kot. Aku nak jadi Homelander kot. Tapi tak apa, dia punya ego trip lah. Silakan Tarmizi, kuasa apa yang kau nak?
Big sausage. I love sausage.
Terbaik. Justin.
Aku tak dapat top dia lah, tapi aku suka telekinesis. So apa-apa yang saya boleh kasih terbang, kasih buang semua tu, that's definitely my jam for telekinesis.
Munif?
Kalau for me, I'll definitely want a train with super speed lah. Because I'm very busy person lah. So I feel like siapkan kerja cepat sikit. I have a lot more time to myself.
Nice man, nice. Alright, kemudian Arif Fadli juga menambah, apakah side effects of compound V24? Basically, otak kau akan start ada lesions, and then otak kau akan cair keluar kat telinga kau, macam yang kita mula nampak dia orang keluar kat telinga warna hitam tu. So eventually otak kau akan hancur. Kalau
The side effect is mampus lah, senang cerita.
Mampus lah. At the end of the day, mampus, but in the most painful way lah. Mind melting.
Kan ada iklan apa, this is your brain on drugs.
Yes. Yes. Yang Soulja Boy buat tu, klasik tu. Klasik gila. Kemudian Muhammad Yasir juga menambah, Butcher nanti mati ke dalam episod 8? Ataupun Starlight bagi compound V biru kat Butcher? I don't think Butcher akan mati. Dalam komik, Butcher dan Huey are the last two characters to survive, but I will not tell you who's survived. So
then Carl Urban buat nombor 4, so
dia dah buat
most probably dia.
Yeah. So dia ada. Don't worry. Seterusnya, okay guys, untuk mereka yang menunggu tentang S3E7 reaction, kita akan lakukan bukan malam ni tapi esok selepas Miss Marvel punya sesi bedah. So sorry kalau korang join sesi bedah ni semata-mata nak tunggu S3E7 reaction. Tapi korang kena tunggu lagi 1 hari. Malam esok kita akan buat selepas Miss Marvel episode 5 sesi bedah. Seterusnya Ashraf bertanya, Ryan tu kira pure superhuman lah kan? Rasanya dia tak ambil compound V. Yes, kerana Becca telah dirogol oleh Homelander. So it is true natural birth, unfortunately.
Born a soup.
Kira half lah.
Kira
Half human,
half human, half soup ya. Bila nak bincang, esok kita akan bincang. Sorry Scarlet Supreme, see you tomorrow. Seterusnya, kalau nak bincang ada invite orang dalam ke? Basically semua panelis Miss Marvel esok, at the end of Miss Marvel, selepas dah habis harapan dah, lepas tu baru kita orang akan dibincangkan. Sorry, kalau tidak nak kena tunggu hari Isnin depan. So I was thinking that instead of tunggu hari Isnin depan lagi buat esok je lah. Macam tu lah. And then spekulasi Argentum Surfer. Yes, banyak panelis kat sini pun rasakan bahawa it was Stormfront punya ovum campur dengan sperm daripada Soldier Boy yang menjadikan Homelander. Oh my god. Satu Nazi,
Tapi just
satu
to
lagi.
comment on that pasal
Yeah,
this
man.
point, I have a feeling lah that it's probably like gonna be the Soldier Boy punya sperm and tu lah, just like a genetic soup macam tu lah. I don't think that's technically a mother. Why I think this way is because sebab dia pun cedok kata what makes a Homelander special or extra strong compared to the other soups was because unlike the rest macam just dapat that suntikan V tu, he was actually manufactured in a lab. So because he was genetically made to be superior to all the other superheroes kan. So I don't see kalau dia pun macam basically ada mother and father, so I don't know, it kind of like cancels out that point about why he's stronger than the rest, that he was made in a lab.
If it was like in vitro fertilization, they could have just added more on top of the sperm and the ovum, you know. They could have just like, okay, tambah
boleh
lagi
jadi
sini,
lah.
tambah lagi.
Ya, tambah compound V
Itu baru
semua
betul-betul
tu.
buat dalam lab kan. You know, betul lah.
I guess so lah. They could go that route lah. It's like I said lah, kalau betul ada the Stormfront punya involvement, then it would be the most obvious macam homage ever lah to the comic kan. So it's not completely out of the question. Betul.
Yeah,
But
true.
so fucked up, man. He fucked his mom last season.
But also like kalau kita fikir balik, dia memang akan bila mereka buat macam begitu, they make experiments must have multiple trials kan. So Homelander ni dia kira macam trial yang keberapa baru dapat Homelander. Yang sebelum-sebelum ni mungkin dah mati ataupun dah cacat lah kan. Sepatutnya lah kalau kita fikir balik kan. So
Most likely lah.
Don't know whether
Kemudian
can
Ahmad
explore
Nasuha bertanya, apakah harapan ending panelis untuk season 3? Kita akan bincangkan di penghujung
Last
sesi
one.
bedai ni. So nantikan. Seterusnya S. Chris daripada Indonesia mengatakan, maaf baru gabung bang. Saya baru pulang dari bioskop tonton Love and Thunder.
Aduh.
Di Malaysia kita
What?
tertunda ya, kita tertunda lagi
Awal
14 hari.
Seronoknya.
Lagi 14 hari.
Untung lah.
Untung. Moga enjoy. Dan juga jika Chris datang untuk menunggu reaksi kami terhadap Sesi, kami hanya akan lakukan esok ketika sesi semalam. So, sorry, tapi kalau join untuk The Boys, ya sila join perbincangan kami. Ahmad Nasrullah juga mengatakan bayi dalam lab macam yang Butcher dengan Mother Smith jumpa dekat dalam hospital kat season 1. Laser eye baby. Laser eye baby. Yeah, man. Betul. Yeah, I think after Homelander, VOUGHT boleh buat berapa banyak Homelanders they want to do, man.
Itulah aku kata kan. So is it the only successful one yang mereka buat? What?
I guess we will have to wait for season 4.
Kan?
I guess we'll have to wait for season 4.
I
But
think-
that baby was a success kan. That
Yeah,
baby
kan?
was a success.
Yeah, man.
So that should be like after Homelander lah, macam berapa kali Homelander dah jadi, lepas tu dia akan cuba buat yang lain kan.
It should be Homelander version 60 or something like that. Because,
Kan?
yeah, it's a long time, man. Alright guys, so dengan itu berakhirlah segmen ini dan kita akan ke plot menarik kita yang ketiga. Alright, so plot menarik kita yang ketiga adalah tentang VOUGHT Corporation. Deny. Dalam segmen ini juga kita ada 3 soalan, satu untuk setiap panelis. Soalan pertama adalah untuk Munif. Apakah pendapat anda tentang Ashley denying Starlight punya claim at the end of last episode on the Cameron Cole TV show? Kemudian dia accuse Starlight working with the terrorist group Shining Light, yang mana Kimiko came from, the Vietnamese fear group tu. All of it to be undone by the end of the episode bila Starlight berjaya tangkap live stream of Homelander threatening her. So that was PR betul lah, PR nightmare betul lah Homelander ni. So silakan.
Itulah. So for me, I'm just like imagining, if you're someone in Ashley's position, you'll be ripping off your hairs too lah. Macam, and but how can she not rip off her hair? Because when your products are running around doing idiotic things, lepas tu kalau kau maki dia orang, kau pula kena bunuh. So cabut rambut adalah memang stress lah. So yeah, but this plot point to me is frustrating in a good way lah. Bukan kata frustrating because the show sucks, frustrating because it's so good. It just reminded me on the rotten real world that we live in, where we know who runs the world. So it's big corporations, so politicians, news outlets, and everything. Are run by corporations. So aku ingat pernah aku tengok this stand up by Bill Burr tau. Dia cakap pasal presidents and corporations and who's actually running the countries and media kan. Dia kata apa macam like a president makes like what $100,000 a year ke apa, something like that kan. And you're trying to keep, you know, bankers and corporations and these huge CEOs who make billions in line now. How is that even going to work? So dia kata macam presidents should have fuck you money, but they don't. It's the corporations who have fuck you money. So it's a reflection of the real world. It shows that who's in control is not presidents, it's not governments, it's not the military, it's not even people who could sneeze and bring down a whole skyscraper, Superman ke apa. No, it has been and always will be corporations. So this is the message, is that, you know, you think like a crazy Superman is scary, try taking out macam a faceless corporate entity and like what do you punch even? Macam you just cannot beat it, and you can't beat it. I like this bringing us back to reality in a show about fantastical flying laser-eyed beams apa semua. But even in this fantasy world, the scariest shit is still, you know, big corporations. And just a reminder there lah, the power of what they can do sampai with their hold on social media and everything. You tengok lah, even Homelander pun, I think that scene with Starlight has, macam mana cakap, I've never seen him been made a fool of himself sampai macam tu. So macam, hey, kan dah cakap kan masa kita tengah shooting jangan record, so ni tengah berlakon sebenarnya. Macam, you know, this guy could like smash everything in the world and just destroyed everyone if he wanted to, but because
Tapi dia takut.
This whole popularity rating system, social media, everything that was the ecosystem created by big corporations can keep a psycho Superman in line.
Because of the image.
So so like that theme is really strong, and I kind of like that callback to reality to kind of remind us that there's scary shit in this fantasy show, but in real life, the scariest entity too totally exists and runs your life. So I thought that was interesting. I kind of like that callback to reality.
Yeah, definitely, man. They are so strong that even the strongest man in the world is afraid of public perception. That means it's in your head. It's even in Homelander's head.
So kau bayang lah, kalau kau kena cancel kan, that's it. Macam this day dengan cancel culture lagi kan. Seorang lagi lah. Oh shit man, that's it for me.
That's
it.
Alright, soalan kedua adalah untuk Justin. Tapi sebelum aku tanya, there is a quote from Homelander to Maeve yang mengatakan, I'm not letting you leave, I'm keeping you alive. Macam, oh shit, dia pantun lah pula. So, okay, soalan untuk Justin. Apakah pendapat anda tentang pendedahan bahawa Maeve masih hidup, cuma dia dipenjarakan indefinitely kerana Homelander plans to use her ovaries untuk melahirkan superhuman babies? Aku macam, wah, ni dah macam Nazi level Ubermensch. It's fucked up shit, man. It's fucked up shit. So, silakan Justin.
So semestinya dia memang dah belajar daripada his sugar mommy Stormfront, may she rest in peace. So like yang semua benda ni idea dia dia dah belajar dah daripada dia dulu. Seperti mana yang kata tadi kan, yang Ubermensch tu, because she used to indoctrinate him with that idea. So dia pun terciptalah idea tu. Dia pun cuma I feel like I can do this. And then the worst person I don't know, the best person I can do with the worst thing would be Maeve, because Maeve memang selalu nak bunuh Homelander dan Homelander tahu. So it's like the best punishment for Maeve is that he will use her lah until he will use her and torture her until she die, macam gitu, sampai macam Maeve rasa macam tak sendiri dia tak ada guna dah. So it's like I feel like this is a very multiple layered type of torture in which like dia rasa dia dah tangkap Maeve dan dia boleh guna Maeve untuk buat apa saja yang dia suka hati, termasuklah buat baby baru lah untuk for a new brother or new sister for Ryan lah. So it's like for him it makes sense because like two soups yang powerful would make more better powerful children. So tu mungkin dia punya mindset macam tu lah. Lagipun satu lagi dia memang nak torture Maeve dari dulu lagi sebab like Maeve memang takkan lepaskan dia sejak insiden kapal terbang tu. So daripada bunuh dia saja, why not just use her for this kind of a situation lah. So it's like a multi-layered type of torture aku rasa. So that's why I see from his mindset lah. Then also dia nak tak nak pun he feels like Maeve can sort of understand him lah. So walaupun dia macam dia rasa dia tahu Maeve benci dia, tapi he feels like he can talk to her with certain things. Sebab dulu lagi mereka kan co-captains for the boys. So it's like he feels like he can share certain intimate things with her. So dia pun dah kata kan, like I used to picture that we will get married, we have children, semua dekat tu kan. So like maybe it has twisted way of fantasy kan. He still sort of wants to have that sort of a Soups family. So mungkin that's what he was trying to do lah. For me, I see that he has this multi-layered punya benda nak buat dengan Maeve tu. Cuma let's see how Maeve can get out from this dah. Itulah.
Multi-layered. I think it's just single track mind, man. There's no multi-layered plan. I'm gonna get you back.
Maybe it is lah. Maybe it is a single thing lah. Possibly also lah. So dia nak torture Maeve tu. Dia nak torture Maeve.
Please don't make that sound, please.
Lain dan itu lari dah.
Alright, seterusnya soalan ketiga adalah untuk Busy. Apakah pendapat anda tentang dalam overlay ni kita nampak Black Noah yang juga mendapat sedikit backstory dalam episod ini, di mana didedahkan bahawa dia was instrumental dalam Soldier Boy ditangkap oleh the Russians. Adakah anda terkejut untuk mempelajari bahawa Soldier Boy adalah punca Black Noah terpaksa memakai mask full time pasal kepala otak dia dah disfigured in the Nicaragua fight? This was pretty unique lah. Nampak sangat Black Noah ni dah gila. So silakan.
The scene buat aku really kesian dengan Black Noah. I mean, what is apa benda yang berkaitan dengan Black Noah ni? Semua hitam. Orang hitam.
He was a black sheep. In the cartoon he was a black sheep.
Dalam kartun he was a sheep, a black sheep lagi. And literally a black sheep yang di black sheep kan.
Single out.
So even though so this thing macam agak sedih, macam it macam bagi gambaran how ni macam dah schizo dah sikit kan. So it tells you about some maybe a representation of apa mental illness, the effect of apa yang dia lalui sebelum ni. So probably this is how dia macam all this apa animal friends dia ni yang macam the one that really comes in, trick dia apa-apa semua, and then macam okay I like the apa stuttering beaver punya character tu, macam ajak dia okay let's tengok balik this is your memory yang dulu yang you are apa trying to repress, so sekarang you kena tengok balik. So kita tengok lah apa semua, even digambarkan dalam animated punya ni, it's still bloody disturbing what macam how to the extent of Soldier Boy ni macam mana. Betul. Dia apa pukul habis apa semua, dia abuse all his team members and then dia macam abuse Black Noah sampai diorang dah tak tahan sangat sampai diorang betray diorang. And then like and then we know how Stan Edgar plays a part in all of this. So basically macam bila dah kata okay, you nak apa take out dia, silakan. Kita dah ada replacement yang lagi bagus, boleh terbang lagi.
That was ironic though, that conversation, because it turns out that tu ialah anak dia. Aku macam damn man, Stan Edgar jahat gila. It's like I understand lah at the beginning of this season kenapa Stan Edgar cakap he wants to go into the military business with the V24, because letih kot kau melayan seko-seko, ego lebih-lebih, Homelander lah, The Deep lah, A-Train lah,
More
semua
trouble
macam-
than it's worth. More trouble than it. It's actually bad business. Dengan nak kena clean up after them lah selalu.
Itulah. Banyak
PR
kerugian.
disaster.
So many kerugian.
So Soldier Boy dalam Bersih ni kira the first gen of apa receiver of Compound V ke?
It looks like it. It looks like it. But Stormfront in this universe, Stormfront is the first because she was first experimented on by the Nazis in Nazi Germany.
Her husband.
in World War II.
Husband.
Mr. Vought.
Yeah. her
Mr.
husband.
Vought tu her husband.
Mr. Vought
betul.
himself.
Yeah, so aku rasa Soldier Boy would be later once Vought dah sampai ke Amerika, bila lari from the World War II. Lepas tu Soldier Boy is one of the few test subjects lah after Stormfront. Itulah.
Tapi itulah timeline tak berapa make sense sikit because okay, dia Vought tu masa World War II juga. So Soldier Boy pun aktif zaman World War II.
Was he? In this one was he? Oh yeah, dia kata I stormed the beaches of Normandy.
Padahal tak buat.
Tak sure. We have to go back to season 2 masa kita belajar tentang Vought. Kan Stan Edgar had that long monologue tu whether Vought was already existing in America then. Lepas tu Vought came over from Germany. Yang tu aku tak sure. Kena
Aku
tengok
rasa
balik season
Vought dah buat kat Germany tapi dia lari ke Amerika masa tu sebab kan mungkin German forces nak bunuh Vought kan masa tu kan. Lepas tu lah dia lari ke Amerika.
Yeah,
so there's
he's
a lot of
asking,
scientists yang
then when was Soldier Boy made? Why was he in World War II then? You know, that was the question.
probably mungkin selang 1-2 tahun kot ataupun 2-3 tahun kot. Aku rasa mungkin tak jauh lah beza tahun dia. Aku rasa lah.
It's very tight lah.
Soldier Boy is an adult male by World War II though. So it should be at the very least 20 years paling kurang lah. 20 years before World War II. That's when they had the formula already. So ada kena tengok balik
Yeah, kena tengok balik that monologue by Stan Edgar
Ataupun
about the founder Vought.
kan
Yeah.
Stormfront dah kena inject dengan Compound V semasa kat Eropah. Lepas tu baru dia dengan husband dia datang ke Amerika. Masa tu mungkin kot. That's why they might have a larger timeline, I guess. Larger.
I don't know. The TV timeline is memeningkan because dalam komik Stormfront was like a Thor, Shazam, God. You know.
Thor Shazam punya parody.
Dah jadi lain lah. Dah jadi lain lah.
Totally different lah.
Yeah. Alright, so dengan itu kita ada lagi satu soalan untuk semua panelis. Soalan ini adalah apakah pendapat anda tentang usulan The Deep yang hendakkan threesome bersama isterinya and an octopus plus the subplot of the ironic twist bagi A-Train yang masih hidup but only after a heart transplant from a racist
Blue Hawk
bigot.
lah.
Blue Hawk. So kita mulakan dengan Munif, silakan.
Okay, Munif silakan.
So starting with the whole like Blue Hawk thing, I just have to credit the showrunners of The Boys. So because no other show will like do a black man this dirty though zaman-zaman sekarang.
Juga.
Zaman-zaman woke, zaman-zaman political correctness ni kan. No one even dares macam poke fun to macam people of colour kan. But this shows is that kau kena insult, semua orang kena insult. Jangan risau. So, the whole thing about A-Train ni is obviously memang is ironic lah. In a twisted way, there is a a lesson to be learned there somewhere, despite the fact that I think Ashley is just being cruel lah. So what I can say about that part is A, it's ironic, and B, it's like the showrunners memang power lah, because literally no one will have the balls to do like the black people this dirty in pop culture these days. So that's that. Yang pasal the deep pula, well, can't say we didn't see this coming lah. I think since season 1 pun dia display and affinity for marine life kan. So this might be a weird name to bring up in a conversation about The Boys. Tapi many years ago, aku pernah terbangun awal pagi one weekend, just turun bawah nak ambil air apa semua. Just turn on the TV because I was bored lah, needed some sound. Lepas tu dia bagi tips rumah tangga kan. Dia cakap no matter how loving you are lah, apa benda, lama-lama mesti macam jadi stale lah. So it's a tanggungjawab suami to like spice things up a bit in bed lah and everything kan. So macam try something new, try something maybe funny pun tak kisah kan. But you know you're gonna be together for decades until forever kan. So like shake shit up macam tu. But I don't think this what like Fazilah Kamsah had in mind lah. But like I said lah, it's something, I don't know, it's something yang kita memang dah nampak lah beberapa kali dah deep kan. Dia dah display this tendencies lah, which actually makes the scene where he ate his friend Timothy tu macam a lot more disturbing because he ate something that he could totally be sexually attracted to kan. So you know, I can't imagine myself like eating a supermodel contohnya. So yeah, that's your run of the mill The Boys punya fucked up going on. So keep the tradition rolling. Bagus lah.
Everything has many definition.
Okay, seterusnya silakan Justin.
Pasal dua-dua benda ni. Okay, I'll start with the deep lah kan. The deep punya cerita, betul lah cakap Munif tadi. Munif cakap tadi, memang dari awal lagi kita dah nampak lah the deep memang ada affinity with fish, with marine life kan. So he usually sees them as friends, as family, but also some of them as lovers. So depending on which type of marine life lah yang dia attracted to lah. And also I believe that this particular scene is a play on yang kat Peacemaker kan ada orang eject Aquaman that he fucks fishes.
The fuck fish.
So I feel like so I feel like this is like some sort of a jab of that, you know, a jab
confirmation.
So yalah betul confirmation dia. So instead of just using fishes, why don't they use octopus, which is a very visually striking animal, and then like it also harkens back those, you know, very hentai octopus type of things from Japan kan. So like visually it works. I say visually it really works. And then like it brings a lot of humor and a lot of like awkwardness to that relationship kan. And we know that the Deep and his wife memang selalu mereka kiss, but I don't think their love is genuine though. It's always built on macam very transactional relationship.
Interest.
Interest. They're not really genuine. Sebab dari dulu lagi mereka dah set up together by that cult kan, the cult leader kan. So it was supposed to be like a mutual, macam it's like a business transaction punya benda. Dia tak rasa macam genuine love pun. So it's like I think that's a commentary on that lah. Mungkin dia say in this type of Hollywood business contohnya lah kan. So there are things going on where the husband and his wife mungkin mereka cuma nak kasih tayangkan image saja kepada media, kepada orang ramai sebabkan selebriti kan. So mungkin rumah tangga mereka, di belakang mereka suka buat benda-benda macam gini. Dan the Deep maybe he has feelings for certain marine lives lah, aku kata lah. Dan feelings dia kita tak pastilah, is it more to sexual or is it more to passionate. So mana tahu he will have another romantic storyline with the life form, a marine life. Kita tak pasti kan. So anything goes, anything can happen.
I want a crab next. Alaskan king crab. I want to see that, man. Alaskan king crab.
I want a
Mungkin
narwhal.
Narwhal.
Oh my god.
Alaskan king crab tu mungkin boleh buat hand job kot or something like that. I don't know lah, maybe something. Habis burung dia. Berkenaan dengan but A-Train, that's a very nice twist, you know, because usually I don't care about his character because he's always so selfish and he always fuck people up because he doesn't care about other people. But nowadays, benda yang like he has a taste of his own medicine. Bad things happen to his brother or someone who is close to him. So like now, like not he has to go through with all this shit that he never cares. So benda yang dia tak peduli tu dia terpaksa care lah. So then and then the plot twist where he is carrying his brother's not killer lah kan, tapi dia macam orang yang menyebabkan abang dia lumpuh tu. So that he has to keep that person's memory or some part of that person inside his body is a very ironic but also very 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 dark humor and twisted kind of a thing lah kan. He has to live with that. He has to live with that. Yeah.
But just
very poetic punishment.
I have a question though.
Betul.
So does we know? Okay, so far he's A-Train survived lah. But with a new heart, is his powers back then? Can he use it without, you know, flatlining again?
I think yes.
I think maybe
he's back again. So
because like dia macam kita boleh anggap dia macam generator lah. Kalau dia punya generator, dia punya engine dia dah macam rosak, dah tak bagus kan, tukarlah engine baru ataupun tukar something baru. Maybe it's like considered as a changing parts tau orang kata kan. So it's like I think so. So maybe because the compound B is inside his bloodstream, which means all over the body. So like the heart is actually, jantung dia cuma tempat untuk mengepam darah tu kan. So like if dia tukar jantung tu, mungkin dia masih ada power lagi kot, aku rasa. Should make sense lah. Yeah.
Alright. Seterusnya Tarmizi, silakan. Your thoughts about the remainder 7 members yang hanat ni 2 ekor ni, silakan.
About that interspecies erotica. The term daripada movie Clerks tu, siapa pernah tengok? Dan akan ada Clerks 3.
Wow.
Bila?
Baru nak
Soon.
shoot.
Kevin Smith baru war-warkan di social media dia. Ya.
Oh, Clerks 3 ya. Ada akan keluar trailer ya.
Dapat dah tua dah dia punya tu semua.
I think it'll be nice. I can't wait for Clerks 3. But anyway, silakan.
So A-Train dengan The Deep, I felt sorry for The Deep kerana makin lama dia jadi macam more of comic relief, more on macam kau nak buat benda fucked up as possible, so kau buat dekat The Deep. Whereas A-Train had an amazing redemption arc and a very sad punya ending so far lah. Tak tahu apa lagi the next season, the next episode macam mana, maybe dia akan tolong the good side whatever lah. Tapi to have that macam you nak revenge dekat your punya brothers punya the one that wrong you, you buat your brother lumpuh, sedar-sedar macam his heart is keeping you alive. So either macam aku benci sangat kau, aku nak bunuh diri lah, aku tak nak pakai jantung kau, or dia nak teruskan hidup, or tak tahu, mesti macam that dilema semua tu lah. Itulah, so I don't see The Deep ni how he will redeem himself season 4 ni. So I think he will just be used to macam buat benda-benda yang macam tak masuk akal ni lah. Asyik macam daripada season 1 dia kena pecat daripada tu, lepas tu season 2 dia join the cult, and season 3 dia cuba nak masuk balik dengan wife dia yang really opportunistic, and then tiba-tiba macam tak sukalah dengan main dengan manusia, baik main dengan binatang laut. So kesian lah dia apa, I mean technically macam it is about macam apa the Aquaman. I mean people rasa dalam Super Friends Aquaman has the most useless powers where you kena create satu situasi where he would be useful, meaning you kena ada air lah.
Itulah.
Betul juga. Ya. Unless dia boleh create air, dia boleh water bend kot. Tu yang rasa best.
So far tak. So far Deep looks like a throwaway character yang bangang. That Deep
Kan?
Tentu.
macam Nimbus kan? Something like that.
Yes, macam Mr. Nimbus ya. Itulah. So kita ada 5 komen menarik. Pertama daripada Chris yang bertanya, Mat Kilau tayang di Indonesia tak bang? Atau masukkan di platform Disney Plus Hotstar? Rasanya ura-ura daripada studio kembara adalah Mat Kilau bakal ke Netflix tapi hanya selepas tempoh tayang dia habis di Malaysia. So
Make
nanti
sense.
Duit belum cukup lagi.
kau tonton di Indonesia nanti
box office.
melalui Netflix harap.
Samsung nak kumpul duit nak bayar saman tu.
Oh, dia kata 13 hari dan 53 juta bro. I'm like,
Wow.
mind blown.
Awesome.
Nak tolong Ira Kaza bayar saman tu.
Seterusnya Muhammad Yasir berkata, negara lain tak nak lawan Amerika ke? Negara lain tak ada soups.
Tak ada soups.
So bila kau tak ada Superman, macam mana kau nak lawan dengan Superman? Memang kau mati ya.
Nak suicide boleh.
Itulah, it's as simple as that.
Tapi yang love sausage tu bukan Russian kan? Dia Russian kan?
Yeah, I think so.
It's
But he might be a
only-
Russian
it's-
immigrant.
It's only recently macam you tengok macam like that whole terrorist plot tu kan. It's actually even by their systematically distributing these to terrorists to create threat so they can combat. So technically it's still within the realm and intentions of the Americans. So foreign countries by their own liberty memang tak ada V and superheroes. Not yet at least.
Oh gitu. I see. Not commercially viable punya superheroes lah kan. Mungkin underground,
Sebab
legal punya type.
Vault dia control. Vault control
Oh,
dia.
Compound V. Ya, Compound V tu.
Betul juga.
Okey lah
as far
kalau
as
nak
the
negara
status
lain.
quo is concerned, memang tak ada.
Itulah.
Kalau
Nanti buatlah
Vault yang supply lah underground tu kepada mereka aku rasa.
Kita buat cerita di mana ada orang curi the Compound V, travel back in time dan bagi Mat Kilau tu Compound V. So Mat Kilau ada kuasa untuk lawan penjajah.
Aduh.
Apalah kuasa Mat Kilau akan keluar.
Tu akan.
Sekarang dah ada kuasa dah, tak tengok tu dia tolak askar tu.
Oh, ya kan yang
Macam itulah. Alright, seterusnya adalah daripada kategori The Great yang bertanya, Victoria suruh Homelander tolong dia untuk jadi presiden atau president singer? Tak, dia nak jadi vice president. Pasal dalam komik Victor Newman menjadi vice president eventually. So I think dia macam, kau tolong aku buat benda ni, aku bagi tahu kau Ryan duduk kat mana. So it's like a, I scratch your back, you scratch my back kind of deal lah. So hopefully, aku rasa we will see Victoria Newman menjadi vice president at the end of the day. Macam komik dia juga. Seterusnya Arif Adli bertanya, Victoria Newman tu dia bagi alamat kepada rumah Ryan di mana Mallory tengah simpan Ryan sekarang. So we're gonna see that. Maybe the final battle again dekat dengan Ryan like season lepas. Girls Get It Done, kita akan ada Girls Get It Done balik. So rasanya macam sama je ni.
Ni the girls pun dah berterabur dah. Maeve pun dah kena tangkap lah apa.
Itulah kan. Alright, soalan terakhir adalah soalan menyimpang. Ada rumor bahawa Elliot Page akan jadi Flash. Don't worry.
Betul ke ni?
Lucy, ini hanyalah usulan daripada fans DCEU yang sesat. Alright, this is just a fan. Tolonglah buanglah Ezra Miller, Elliot Page lagi bagus. Butuh, dua-dua pun sama sampah. So it's like, don't worry. Pasal pada aku CEO David Zaslav daripada Discovery that took over Warner Bros to become Warner Bros Discovery is a businessman at the end of the day, and he don't want no fucking bullshit, no woke bullshit to fuck up the business. So I don't think this is happening, but never say never. Dan kita nantikan San Diego Comic Con di Hall H nanti, di mana Warner Bros bakal blow our minds or not dengan
Well, yeah.
pengumuman tentang projek-projek seterusnya.
But yeah, you never know. Sebab there are a lot of things you didn't think like the DCU will do, and they did also.
Well, the first thing that David Zaslav did when he came into power was cancel all the bullshit CW shows. Batwoman gone.
Yes.
Semua gone bro. Semua gone. Okay.
Betul.
Tinggal Flash.
Kan.
Tinggal Flash, Superman dengan Struggle. So
Kan.
nampaklah David Zaslav ni buat kerja lah. Day one in the
Betul.
office, buang lah semua cerita bodoh ni, buang.
Mengarut.
So,
Feel the mic of Zaslav, the X of Zaslav. Itulah.
Zaslav
Our wish comes through, Nick. Memang our wish comes through. Kita dah
Yeah,
cakap
man.
buang semua tu. Titans
Okay, so
next
dengan-
Titans.
Titans next, please end that bullshit.
Ya, Titans kena. Titans tak boleh dah.
Dengan itu berakhirlah segmen ini dan kita akan ke harapan kami bagi episod minggu ini. Alright, jadi hari Jumaat ni adalah season finale bagi season 3 of The Boys. So harapan aku personally is we will see kita akhirnya akan dapat tengok bahawa Soldier Boy berpaling tadah kolabo dengan Homelander yang menyebabkan The Boys kena tag team ataupun team up dengan Maeve dan juga Black Noir untuk mengalahkan The Father Son duo. So apakah harapan korang untuk episod finale season 3 hari Jumaat ni? Kita mulakan dengan Munif. Silakan Munif.
My harapan, it relates to, okay, I have to say that The Boys, especially season ni, is almost is close to perfection lah sebenarnya, but it's not without things that I wish they did without lah. So my harapan relates to the fact that I hope they all have conviction now going into the final battle lah. Aku tak nak dah macam nenek nak pakai tak V ni, nenek nak bunuh orang tak nak bunuh orang tak. Are we gonna like take Hollander to the fucking court which we know didn't work, or are we gonna straight up murder him? Well, like I hope everyone has convictions and let
Yes.
that conviction turn into bloodied aggression into the final episode. I think we deserve the payoff because we've been somewhat putting up with this side dramas lah. Je nak pakai ke tak, tak nak pakai ke tak, nak bunuh ke tak, tak nak bunuh ke tak. Everyone now is, the boys are back together, the band is back together, and if kalau betul Soldier Boy transfers to the other side, then all the more reason the remnants yang against Homelander should band together. This time nampak last episode pun Starlight pun macam dah ada conviction inspired by Kimiko. So the time for talk is over lah. This is my hope. The time for this moral debates is over. Let the rage fly into a bloody meaty mess. This is my hope, and so this is what we want to see. And this one is predictions. I really think, but kalau kau perasan lah, the boys punya page, they actually showed a teaser where, yeah, I think Justin ada sebut tadi, where Black Noir tengah asah parang dia kan. And then Homelander tengah cakap, oh, you know, kalau asah berapa kali pun is not totally gonna work on like Soldier Boy. So it looks like they're gonna band together to work something out lah kan. I have a feeling sebab this macam dia orang pula, it's a tag team of a bunch of psychopaths, and then Stan Edgar is going to be somewhere in the mix, I think. So their alliance too, although looking really brutal on paper, if that alliance even happened to begin with, I think that some shit is going to go down now, which will culminate in the death of Soldier Boy at the ends of Homelander. I really feel that's what's gonna happen. Aku rasa that's gonna happen. For some reason, someone's gonna pull the strings, create some kind of maybe salah faham ke, manipulation ke apa benda ke. Because like I said, if they do tag team, I don't think if the boys kan Starlight semua bergabung pun they could take out these guys. So lagi-lagi dengan Black Noir lagi belah tu kan.
Betul.
This will end in a scheme. This super powered battle of factions will be ended by a devastating scheme. This is my speculation, but my harapan is that let there be hell. So yeah.
Yes, give us some R-rated action though. Bloody
Yeah.
piece of shit punya lah. Yeah, just like I can't wait lah. I can't wait. Okay, sebelum kita ke Justin dan Tarmizi, aku terlupa. Bila kau cakap tadi baru aku teringat yang I downloaded the trailer. So, jom kita tonton trailer dia kejap. Nanti sekejap. As soon as I can get this comment out. Alright. So, trailer untuk episod terakhir, The Boys Season 3.
Sharpen it for 1,000 hours. Still won't cut Soldier Boy's skin.
We save everyone, even if they don't deserve it, especially if they don't deserve it.
Kau nampak tak? Macam Soldier Boy nak bunuh kan? I cannot, it's my own son. So,
Yeah.
lepas tu baru
have
you see
a
a
feeling
bloody
lah.
butcher macam fuck lah weh.
Nick. That bloody butcher kan, entah tu darah Soldier Boy, you know, after dia dah mampus ke apa kan. Calling it now. I don't think Soldier Boy survives the season. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so as well. So, Justin, selepas menonton trailer tu, apakah harapan anda untuk episod terakhir this Friday?
Aku actually agree with what Munif said, most of it, and also like I also want to add something. I also think that Black Noah might not survive the season also. Sebab macam nampak sangat dia punya cerita dah sampai ke penghujung. So it's like he dah ada flashback, lepas tu kita dah kenal Black Noah punya history semua tu kan. So like I feel like possibly someone will betray Black Noah. Sebab kan Soldier Boy nak bunuh Black Noah, tapi Homelander macam nice dengan Black Noah because like Black Noah is somewhat his best friend kan. So I don't know whether Homelander will team up with Soldier Boy nak bunuh Black Noah. So it could be that could be one of the plot twists. And also like kita nampak daripada tu trailer, there could be some scenes that seems to be macam macam kata dia mungkin cut in a way that we assume that it is, but may not be what is presented on the show. Mungkin macam style Marvel pula. Macam kadang-kadang I just suspect it might go that way lah. Sebab kadang-kadang kan kita nampak dalam trailer, hype, and then like tiba-tiba keluar dalam episod tu mungkin tak semacam yang kita sangka. So I'm not so sure, but I just feel like Black Noah's story is pretty much done lah. Kalau yang akan mati pun saya rasa I will throw Black Noah into the mix in this sense. Soldier Boy, there's also a higher chance also because like tables can turn. Orang kata kan tables can turn. So like kalau bukan kena dia, mesti kena dia ataupun dua-dua sekali kan. It's like it's a giant possibility. Plus it's the finale. It's supposed to be the bloodbath of the season, and I heard that it's supposed to be the episode that will make you really want to see the fourth season. So mesti something huge will happen. So like my harapan would be I hope that there'll be more action, less talk, less drama, but straight balls to the walls action now. Kata balls to the wall action. Yeah, seriously.
But actually, for if I may add for Justin's theory about Black Noah not making it, and I agree that that's actually a high possibility because as we know, the Black Noah in the series is basically a completely different guy than the Black Noah in the comics.
Yes.
If they still kept his mask on, then I think Black Noah should be there until the end of the series lah. But because they already tunjuk the mask off, and then you know he is this completely different person, it's not to say that that's not interesting, but it totally makes him dispensable now.
Yeah,
pasal he's not like his comic counterpart kan. So betul lah, there is a high chance of that lah.
But where can he go next? Because kita pun dah tahu dia punya masa lepas kan. So it's like something has to come due from that. Payback tu kena ada come due.
And his mystique is gone though. Sebab we know his origin. Dia dah tunjuk muka dia. We know why he wear a mask. We know how he looks without the mask and everything. So you could say he's gone like full circle already lah. If he does one big thing during this final battle ke apa kan, that really might be it lah.
I think itulah cara Eric Kripke demystify Black Noah this season is kind of like him saying goodbye to Black Noah. Kita nak tengok origins dia, maybe dia adalah Stan Edgar punya anak saudara ke apa. So Bye Black Noir. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Tapi
Betul, I
Mizi,
agree Justin. There's a big chance of that.
Ya, betul.
Silakan Mizi. Selepas menonton trailer tadi, harapan kau. I think you're mute sekejap. Okay, silakan.
Baik. Antara interesting yang trailer tadi when Huey said dia nak save someone even though they don't deserve saving.
Tak deserve.
So
Betul.
interesting because Huey yang cakap, yang sepatutnya Starlight cakap, tapi bila Huey cakap, is he referring to Butcher, which macam kita assume lah that, or is it dia referring to Homelander?
Or even Soldier
Okay,
Boy, maybe.
Ya, possible.
But yalah, tapi Soldier Boy is just like dia tak ada pertalian sangat. Tapi Homelander ni is macam orang yang dia paling benci, on the top of the list, semua ni. Sekali kau kena selamatkan orang yang paling kau tak suka. So it will be interesting going season 4 lah. So apa yang akan berubah? So I know macam the ending of our comics is semua gaduh, semua mati, apa semua, and then that's about it. But how nak set up the season 4 ni, where sekarang the 8 episode of the season 3 kau macam chess piece kau dah position all the two. So kau nak buat the final move, nak checkmate tu. So okay, you know dah reveal Soldier Boy is Homelander's punya genetic donor, and dia anggap dia as his son, and kita tak actually tengok whether or is Homelander okay with this or not. Dia just macam tak ada reaksi sangat tu. Banyak orang assume saja okay, he's the father figure that Homelander selama ni nak, tapi tak ada semua. Kita cuma tahu on the Soldier Boy punya side, dia kata I tak kisah ada anak macam you. Kalau they kept me longer, I would have okay kalau you to take over. But that's probably a bit awkward lah. Macam selama ni kau kata I'm the best, kau ni hampir tengok kau anak aku. Okay, kau sebenarnya anak aku proud of you. So kita speculate lah because dia akan team up, probably dia akan pergi jumpa pergi kat tempat Ryan, dia akan ambil Ryan, and then okay, so everything akan converge at this one place. I suspect the Flatiron building lah. Dia akan converge kat situ, and then akan berlaku pertempuran kat situ, dan Flatiron building akan musnah semua lah. Plus also the subplot di mana Frenchie dengan MM discover how to defeat Soldier Boy dengan that chemical agent. Tapi tapi tak ada dekat US, hanya ada dekat Russia. So tak sempat nak pergi ke Russia, so kena gunakan contact Russian. So Little Dina tak boleh dah. So the one other possible yang dia boleh source out that material is love sausage.
Dia lagi.
So probably MM akan pergi jumpa love sausage, kata kau ada dah agent chemical agent ni.
Did he survive Herogasm?
He did. Dia pegang kotak yang besar yang lari. Dia pegang sambil lari.
Yeah,
you could say his sausage is cooked.
Ya,
Yes,
hangus. Dia masih pegang lagi.
Hangus bro.
Tapi Tarmizi, just nak add lah, orang cakap pasal this whole relationship between Soldier Boy dengan Homelander, because what's interesting is that actually macam kau cakap tu betul, so we don't know what Homelander punya reaction to this revelation kan. And this kind of takes me to, tak ingat episod berapa yang ingat tak when Homelander was talking to himself in the mirror, yang dia kata macam reflection, you know what your problem is, because you still crave love, that's why you are still human now. So if you cut that out of yourself, then you'll be perfect kan. So maybe sebab dia in nak jadi macam tu, dia tengok maybe if he took out his only real father figure, then he can transcend to become perfect. So tak semestinya knowing yang dia ada father tu mean let's tag team, I love you. Tantah because dia ada father, oh shit, so actually I do have flesh and blood who might be a hurdle for me to become perfect. Kan? So I think that's why
betul juga.
dia nanti kena loh ni. I think dia nanti kena
juga.
dengan Homelander ni.
That plot twist works. It works.
Betul, man.
Sebab reflection dia dah cakap, this is your problem, you still crave this love, attention, apa semua kan. So dia macam okay, psych himself up to not be like that. Sekali aku ada bapa. So that is totally a hurdle.
And then also ada trailer tu review macam apa bila Black Noah duk asas duk apa sharpen his apa blade tu buat macam tak kisah je.
Kan, dia bukan kata janganlah tu ayah aku tu, kau duk asah kenapa ni.
Dia macam tak cukup bagus tu, asah lagi. Alright guys, aku rasa dengan itu berakhirlah sesi marathon malam ni. It's pretty fast, man. 1 hour 40 minutes. So I think that's all for tonight. I think we all cannot wait for the finale on this Friday. Tapi nantikan perbincangan kita minggu depan, same night, same time. Esok kita bakal membincangkan tentang Miss Marvel. So terima kasih kepada para panelis kita, Tarmizi Ali Kaki Review, Justin daripada Marvel Films Malaysia, dan juga Munif Malek Kaki Komik. Thank you for watching guys. Majulah fandom untuk negara. Bye guys.